Hey, 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 happy Tuesday for everyone on the interwebs, in YouTube land, on your phone, when you're supposed to be paying attention to your loved ones and family. You're on your phone watching YouTube videos like this one and that one, and cats playing pianos and girls doing TikTok and all that shit on the internet. Anyway, hey, how you doing? My name is Anthony Sika. If you're new to this channel, you're just coming across this video, please press like. Please smash that subscription. I have 100 subscribers right now. I'd like 200. I'd like 300. I'd like 3,000. Anyway, I'm going to sit here and rant for about a half an hour. I'm going to speak my mind, speak my body, speak my soul about comic books. I'm all about comic books. In fact, before I get started, I just want to show you my comic book. Oh my God. Created, written, illustrated by myself, Anthony Sika. Oh my God, issue number 6. I got it in my hands this past Friday from the printer. Started sending them to comic book stores in Florida. Going to send some up to New York. Maybe get some in the Boston, Chicago area. These are covers of the new issue of Oh My God, issue number 6. Look at that. I was going to have a release party tonight, but I think next Tuesday I'm going to have some special guests, folks that worked with me, supported me with Oh My God. I'm going to have the variant artist who did this cover, Daniel Driscoll. He's going to be stopping by on the stream talking to me. Hopefully, I'm going to get Playboy model Samantha Mathias, who is my cover photo model, my photo cover model, excuse me, on 3 issues. And maybe I'll even ask Chelsea Bamford, who is my cover model for Misty America. Maybe I'll have her join me. Anyway, hey, Captain Comics, what's up? Ahoy, mates and mermaids. Captain Comics just has that just automatically in his comment thing. He just presses a button. Anyway, if you're joining me, again, Oh My God is out now, available. I don't have crowdfunding. I don't have Kickstarter, Indiegogo for this. I published, created, wrote, illustrated 6 issues now of Oh My God, all by my lonesome. I didn't have any crowdfunding, no donations, no nothing. I've just been selling them direct to people. So if you're interested in the new issue, issue number 6 of Oh My God, direct message me. I have a package where for $25, which includes shipping and handling. Yeah, Captain. Your Captain is he's saying cool covers. And you know what, Captain? You hit me up, man. I'll send you some. In fact, you're thanked in there. Both you and your lovely bride are thanked in the back of the current issue, because I just like to give props to my friends. However, buy some comics from me. $25 gets you 4 of the new issue, 4 variant covers, a couple posters, and issues 1 through 5 just for you. Okay, so you get caught up on the whole thing, man. But anyway, so here I am on a Tuesday night. Also, coming up, as I said, this summer, I am going to be doing an Indiegogo campaign or some sort of Kickstarter crowdfunding for Misty America. Here's a little sneak peek. I'm old school, by the way. I don't use computers. Fuck that shit, okay? We got 11 by 17 Bristol boards. Here's a splash page on Bristol boards and pencils for the new issue of Misty America. It's not the new issue. It's issue number 1. Misty America originated from Oh My God series. Here's some preliminary cover sketches. Here's one. Maybe I'll even have these up for sale when I do my crowdfunding. Here's 2. This is the actual one of the variant covers. Misty America. Misty America is a bodacious babe. She is a veteran of several stints in Afghanistan. And she was also formerly a WWE diva, a female wrestler. And that's where she got her name, Misty America. And then she signed up for some duties of of action in the Middle East. And then she was enhanced a little bit. A little Captain America kind of super soldier shit done to her. And she has enhanced abilities. And she is working kind of outside the law and outside of military jurisdiction. And she's a mercenary with a mouth like Deadpool. So she's a foul mouth, big breasted, gun toting mercenary slash special ops soldier. She has a gang of cohorts. She has her own little howling commando squad that joins her on some black ops missions, and she kicks ass. My comic is a new comic. It's, as I said, it's in my local shop in Ormond Beach right now called Cloak and Dagger Comics. So when you go to New Comic Book Day tomorrow, you can go in there and purchase one or several copies of Oh My God issue number 6. And starting next week, I'll have some in the Tampa area, Nerd Out Comics specifically, a bookstore in St. Augustine. I think it's called National Comics, but I'm really embarrassed that I forget the name. Anyway, there's only one comic book store in St. Augustine, Florida. It'll be there. I'll also have it in down in Space Coast area at a place called the Infinite Mushroom, and several other comic book stores, including Kingdom of Comics in Melbourne, several comic book stores in Florida. I'll have it eventually in Jim Hanley's Universe comic book store in Staten Island, New York, and several places in the Boston, New England area in the next couple weeks. And then Misty America is coming out. The reason I'm talking about my new comic is as I was dropping some books off, I went into my local comic shop today, my LCS, and I said to them, I said, hey, anything new in my pull list? And I'm sorry to say that other than Red Room that comes out tomorrow and one DC title that I had on my pull list from a few months ago, there is absolutely nothing new under the sun in my pull list. Not only was my pull list empty, but I scoured the racks and I flipped through the comics. And the cool thing about my LCS is they don't put them in sleeves and bags and boards. You can just look at them like the good old days, browse them, thumb through them, molest the comics a little bit. I love molesting comics. Anyway, I didn't see anything that rode my boat, that caught my fancy, that rocked me, that turned me on, man. Nothing about New Comic Book Day in the last month has turned me on. It's all shit that we know about that's coming out from the whether it's previews or whether it's the internet, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Hey, I got this new book coming out. Go pick up my book. Fuck that. The books that are coming out right now, they're disappointing. And again, I'm not going to go on one of my tirades about, oh, Marvel doesn't know what they're doing and DC doesn't know what they're doing. And to be honest with you, I don't think Image knows what they're doing either. Boom, Dynamite. And then you get these beautiful, beautiful covers and they're gorgeous. They're Perillo and they're Jenny Frison and they're Peach Momoko and all this shit. All these new trendy cover artists, J. Scott Campbell, all this shit out there. All these great covers. And then you open the book and you're like, oh, well, shit. The cover, the drapes don't match the carpet. Don't you hate it, Captain, when the carpet and the drapes don't match? Anyway, that's the way I feel about with New Comic Book Day. You get these great variant covers. You open them up, and the contents are lackluster. They're mediocre. They're shite. So, what to do when New Comic Book Day in the year 2021 is kind of uneventful and uninspiring and just crap. Well, do you walk out of your local comic book shop with your head down, a little tear in your eye, like the Native American in the old PSAs about pollution, where he's crying because his land is full of garbage? Do you cry if your local comic book store is your local comic shop is full of garbage? No. And you know how you get over that feeling of lack of empathy and excitement for new comic book day? You turn it around, man and woman, and you make it old comic book day. That's right. I I want to bring back old comic book day. Forget this new comic book day and do it on a budget. You can. Let me show you what I've gotten just in the past week. I'm going to show you a stack of books that I've gotten in the last few days, and I've helped support local comic book shops in my area of Florida. I'm in the Daytona area of Florida. I'm going to show you, and I think maybe I spent $20, $25, and I got everything I wanted. In Marvel, DC, independent stuff, great stuff. Let me start off. Adventure Comics. Look at that. Look at that. This is the most money I've spent on a comic book in a while. Pristine condition. Number 418, Adventure Comics. Supergirl. Face of the Dragon. Okay. Under $10. And it's the most expensive thing. So, would you rather spend $6 on that new DC title? Or would you rather get some beautiful 1972 Adventure Comics Supergirl? The reason I bought this is because it features an amazing 8-page part 1 story, a Black Canary story by the legendary Alex Toth. That's right, Alex Toth. And believe it or not, 1972, this Black Canary story in there, I'm going to call it a bad girl comic. Everybody knows how much I love bad girl comics. It's a bad girl comic. I'll show you some other cool stuff I got. $4 gets me this Conan Saga number 3. This Conan Saga features 3 full-length stories by Roy Thomas and Barry Windsor Smith. Okay. Features The Lurker Within, Keepers of the Crypt, and The Garden of Fear. And the cool thing about this comic book is the first story in there is the actual pencils of Barry Windsor Smith reproduced on the pages. The rest of the issue is the full inks, but the first story, for some reason, is the actual penciled pages of The Lurker Within. And it is amazing. Sorry about the glare. I wanted to take all these out of the bags and boards so that they would show up better on the camera. And I'm probably going to do a deep dive on these where I'm actually going through the book. But Conan Saga, number 3. Number 6. This features the Green Empress of Melnibone, the Frost Giant's daughter, and the classic Hawks from the Sea. Again, Barry Windsor Smith stories and Roy Thomas. You cannot beat that. Supergirl, that's an excellent book. Captain, Adventure Comics number 418 and 419 are amazing of Adventure Comics featuring Supergirl, just simply for the Black Canary short stories by Alex Toth. And then look at this. Yeah, this number 8 Conan Saga. Let's be real. I'm not going to be able to afford an original copy or a good copy of the Song of Red Sonja, but I have it in here. And this book is gorgeous and wonderful. And again, $4. So for the price of the new copy of Wonder Girl by DC, you can get this Conan Saga for $4. Now, you think that those were good buys? By the way, all those those three Conans I just showed you, those were purchased at Cloak and Dagger Comics in Norman Beach, $4. They have 3 boxes of classic Conan sagas, Conan the King, all those big, oversized Marvel magazines. You can't beat that. And that's better than any new comic coming out today. Here's something cool. I picked these up this weekend. One of these says $2 on it, but these were all 50-cent and dollar bin purchases. Doomsday Squad 1 and 2. Doomsday Squad, you're saying, what the hell is Doomsday Squad? Doomsday Squad, this is a 1985 reprint from Fantagraphic Books. These are early John Byrne stories from 1975. Predates his run on X-Men. May even predate his Iron Fist stuff, I'm not sure. But before he was working for Marvel, he was doing this book called Doomsday Squad. And these are not the originals, but these are sci-fi, epic, gorgeous early John Byrne stuff. Okay. I paid $1 for both of these. All right. You know I'm a sucker for Bad Girls. I'm a sucker for Image. I'm even more of a sucker for anything Rob Liefeld created. Picked up this great Mike Deodato Jr. copy of Glory, number 7. Great artwork inside by Deodato. Great cover. 50 cents, baby. Okay? Who needs new comic book day when you can have old comic book day? This is really nice. I'd never seen this book before. It was by PC. It's from the early 80s, mid 80s, with a Yeats cover, Tom Yeats. Vanguard Illustrated number 1. It's like heavy metal, but a lot less pages. But still, though, amazing artwork, amazing stuff. Vanguard number 1. Vanguard Illustrated by PC. Again, 50 cents. I mean, new comic book day, old comic book day, better days. Better. Support your local comic shop. If the new rack doesn't have something, think in your head, hey, what do I want? What was I looking for? What was I hunting for? What do I need to complete this run? Or what do I remember from my childhood? Or like me, I just want something new. So guess what? You know where I find the best new stuff? Splash Page Comics says, I agree. Old comics are where it's at. Splash Page Comics, please subscribe if you haven't to the channel. And if you have, thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, old comics is where it's at. And again, you know, every now and then people think, oh, crabby old guys, they don't want to buy new stuff, or they're always bitching about the comic book industry. No, I'm not bitching about anything. I'm just bitching about that choices. You want real choices? Go shop in the bargain bins. Go shop in the dollar bins, in the 50-cent bins. Go find something you never saw the first time. No surprise. Oh, very good, Splash Comics. Thank you very much. Tell your friends. And join me every Tuesday night. Vanguard Comics. I've never picked a Vanguard Illustrated in my life. I missed it the first time around. I'm 50 years old. When I was going to comic book stores in the mid-'80s, this was there. But you know what? I was too busy looking for X-Men or Sergeant Furies or picking up Sergeant Rocks or whatever the hell I was buying. You know what? So I missed it the first time. Guess what? It was $1 back then. I got it for 50 cents now. So I'm saving. And my life is better because the artwork and the stories are fantastic. I just picked up this Supergirl. Again, there's a Supergirl theme, I think, tonight, Captain. This Supergirl, I have this whole run, okay, on trade paperback, and I also have the Batman Superman that was illustrated by Michael Turner to usher in this new era. But I got this Supergirl cover because it's Ratman, Churchill Ratman and Loeb. Great artwork, great story, and a great Michael Turner cover there. You can't beat it. And also, nice white background. I just like it. I picked it up 50 cents. It is what it is. Now, this is cool. Didn't even have time to bag and board this. All-Star Squadron. Okay, you see that name? Todd McFarlane. That's right. Early Todd McFarlane. He jumped on DC, did some Infinity Inc., did some All-Star Squadron. Really, really early Todd McFarlane. And worth it, man. Worth it. Pat Broderick, Sunrunners, another PC title. Pat Broderick is actually going to be a guest at the Daytona Comic Book Convention, which I am also a guest artist at. I will be promoting Oh My God and Vanarella and Venus and Mars and Misty America, all my creations. I will be promoting, signing, selling, doing commissions, selling original artwork, posters, trading cards, comics, all that shit at the Daytona Beach Comic Convention, September 18th and 19th. Sunrunners. I had this when I was a kid. And this is number one. I had the first couple of issues of Sunrunners. Again, Pat Broderick. I believe it was his original title. Again, this is like 1984, 85. Fantastic sci-fi, fantastic artwork, legendary artist. And again, the whole point, Pat Broderick, great 80s artist. It's going to be at the Daytona show at the Volusia Fairgrounds, September 18th and 19th. I will actually also be there. And I'm going to have him sign that because that was one of my favorite indie titles in the mid-80s before there was anything known as Image. Splash Page Comics said, mid-80s, I was getting new books and Silver Age books. Glad I did. That's the thing too, Splash Page Comics. I, unfortunately, as I said, my age, I was collecting comics all the way from 1976 to 89, consistently, monthly. And in the early 90s, I sold most of them to pay my rent and to not starve. And unfortunately, I did that. But as I said, be thrifty. Local comic shops, flea markets, you can pick up, you can recollect some of the collection that you missed out on. And you know what's cool about collecting old comics is when you see stuff by people that are huge stars right now, huge stars, but you see them doing this early work. Samson Comics, published out of Newport Richey in the early 90s. 1996 this came out, and although he was already working, there's a bad girl comic called Vixen 9 from Samson Comics with a cover by Greg Capullo. That's right. Greg Capullo drawing cover of Samson Comics, Vixen 9. I know that a lot of the Florida shows in the mid-90s, you would always see booths by Samson Comics. Again, more PC stuff. 1982. Independent comics, creator-owned comics, indie books, way before Image, way before the Bad Girl movement, way before a lot of shit, okay? Who championed for creative rights more than Mr. Neil Adams and his Continuity Studios? Ms. Mystic, number one, origin issue. PC Comics, 1982. You know what? I'm going to take the opportunity to open this up. I mean, you got Neil Adams writing, drawing, inking. I mean, come on. You know. And right on the back, and again, this is 1982. You know, this is great too. Look, on sale now, 1982, on sale now, Rocketeer #1, Pacific Comics by Dave Stevens, that probably no one knew who the hell Dave Stevens was. And then, look at this, creator-owned Silver Star, The Next Breed, PC Comics. That's Jack Kirby, baby, doing creator-owned stuff with PC Comics. You know? God bless you, Splash Page Comics. 48 years of collecting, only sold 2 comics. That's wonderful. I admire you so greatly, but unfortunately, I ran into some financial straits, and I had to sell a lot of my collection. And also, a lot of my collection was stuff that at the time wasn't worth more than $10, $20 here and there. But now, unfortunately, a lot of the comics are, I see them on eBay for $300 and $400. Now, here's a good deal. I have this gentleman I know. Here's a thrift story for you. Excellent thrift story. I have this fella I know. His name is Frank, and he runs a record store, vinyl store / music store, like CDs / comic book shop in the Daytona Beach flea market called Rainbow Records and Comics. He's a friend of mine for almost 20 years. And believe it or not, a lot of people that go in his store, they love classic rock, Black Sabbath, Kiss, Led Zeppelin, Rush type CDs. As you can see, there's CDs behind me on the wall. But I have a massive CD collection, being a musician, former musician. I've been retired over the last year, but since the age of 13, I've been singing and playing drums and bass and guitar and all that jazz. But long story short, I went in his shop, and I know that he's always looking for Led Zeppelin CDs because they always sell. Concert DVDs, Led Zeppelin CDs, Rush CDs, anything like that. So I had 9 Led Zeppelin CDs in my collection that, although they are loved and they are treasured, I like listening to my classic rock or my classic heavy metal or hard rock. I really enjoy listening to them on my my record player, on my vinyl, on my vinyl stereo system. I really don't listen to them in the car, and I really don't listen to any classic rock from the 60s and 70s, just because as a professional musician, I have every note of every song in my head. And when I listen to them in the car or whatever, I just fall asleep because it's like I know every note. So long story short, I know that he's always looking for CDs. So I brought him 9 CDs, and I said, hey man, can I trade you? Can I trade you for some comic books? And I want to show you, thrifty. Now, yeah, it cost me 9 CDs. I probably spent $10 on each CD, but whatever. I mean, that was years ago. 9 CDs, and he gave me all these books. First book I got was Our Army at War from 1970. It's number 226. Joe Kubert cover. Russ Heath interior. Can't beat it, right? Old Comic Book Day. I got this 2 days ago. Old Comic Book Day, Old Comic Book Weekend, Sergeant Rock, Our Army at War. This is the cleanest book from 1970 that I have in my collection. There is doesn't even look like it was read. In fact, when I pulled it out of the bag and board to look at it, I almost put gloves on. I didn't, but I almost did. It's so clean. The pages are white. Doesn't even smell. It's awesome. Anyway, Sergeant Rock, Army at War. Again, traded some old Led Zeppelin CDs for it. Another Sergeant Rock, another Joe Kubert. 1985, this is from. Got a really romantic moment between Frank Rock and Millie Marie, the leader of the French Resistance. When I was a kid, I used to read Sergeant Rock all the time because my grandfather, who also served in World War II, was a sergeant, master sergeant in Easy Company, Company E, which Sergeant Rock, Easy Company, Company E, Infantry, Army. Anyway, Rock hooking up with Millie Marie. The cool thing about this comic and the next comic I'm going to show you is, although Joe Kubert did this, believe it or not, Andy Kubert must have been a real young guy at the time, 1985. Andy Kubert, penciler in this book. So there you go. Another Sergeant Rock, issue number 410. It's called The Lighthouse. Full 28-page book. No backstories. Again, Joe Kubert cover, Andy Kubert pencils. And again, Andy Kubert, 1985, must have been a young kid. Got some Dark Child remastered. Little Image comic. Randy Queen, Bad Girl stuff. All right, here's the fun. Bollywood's Thunder Agents, number 1 from JC Productions. Cover drawn by Lou Manna. Lou Manna is a artist who did a lot of work for Bollywood's Thunder Agents. He also did some stuff for House of Mystery. The cool thing is, Lou Manna also owned my first local comic book shop I ever went to on Staten Island, New York. Lou Manna worked on this with Rich Buckler. There was a drawing collaboration between the two. Lou Manna, I used to work in his store, boarding and bagging comics, and I traded him for some anatomy lessons and some art lessons where he taught me some styles out of How to Draw the Marvel Way and some other books, and showed me a lot of stuff by Gil Kane. He taught me how to draw by looking at Gil Kane stuff. And again, Bollywood's Thunder Agents, Hall of Fame Thunder Agents. And what's cool is this very cover that you're looking at that I picked up for my trade over the weekend, trading Led Zeppelin CDs for comic books. I actually saw that Bristol board, just like my Bristol boards, the splash page. I saw that Bristol board on his art table in the back of the comic book store. I got to see the original, with no color and no masthead or anything, way back in, 1984, 82, something like that. Anyway, Justice League, Kevin Maguire. Just like this, his name is Bruce Wayne. His name is Wayne, Bruce Wayne. So a nice James Bond homage. Beautiful fucking artwork by Kevin Maguire. The Giffen Maguire stuff. Justice League International. I had the first 10 issues of that run, but I never had this run past issue 10. So, and I had never even seen this cover before, but this is just a gorgeous cover. Again, why you don't need new comic book day when you can have old comic book day. This I also picked up this weekend, which I showed off Sunday on my friend Jeff's show, the Cantonese Comic Kid. Rocketeer official movie adaptation. Dave Stevens. It's the actual stuff from the movie adaptation. This is 1982, I think. 1982, 1985, something like that. Anyway, point is, Rocketeer, Dave Stevens, official movie adaptation. The interior art, ironically, done by Russ Heath, who did one of the Sergeant Rocks that I our Army at War that I showed off. Also showed this Sunday on the Cantonese Comic Kids Extreme Nerd Table, which I co-host every Sunday at 9 p.m. Please check us out. 9 p.m. every Sunday. Most of you on my chat are also checking out that show. Danger Girl Sketchbook, J. Scott Campbell. J. Scott Campbell's been around on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, unless you're under a rock, starting up all kinds of controversy, and then making statements, and then stepping back on the statements, and then making other statements, and stepping back on that. And now he asked everybody to redraw his stuff, and he's sharing all their artwork. So, you know what? Out of all that controversy, something good came out of it. But if you want to learn how to draw the sexy women like he does in Danger Girl and Gen 13 and all his cover stuff, you can check out this sketchbook. This is the first printing. Wildstorm, DC Comics put this out when DC bought Wildstorm. Danger Girl, one of my favorite bad girl comics. So much fun, and I'm a huge Gen 13 fan from way back in the day. All right. That was all the sexy stuff. Now, when I traded those CDs in, my friend Frank, who owns a record store / comic book store, was showing me all this cool comic stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but do you got any dollar boxes? And he's like, Anthony, what do you want to look at the dollar boxes? I got all this cool shit. I said, can I see the dollar boxes? Because I have very strange tastes. Well, one of my strange tastes is I am in love with the Legion of Superheroes from the mid-70s to the mid-80s, when they went into the Baxter color format and Giffen started drawing more abstract. I kind of got away from them. But all those Legion of Superheroes, and then they had Tales of the Legions of Superheroes. In the mid-'80s, early 80s, there were two books that I used to love: Teen Titans and Legions of Superhero. Of course, I was a young man. I was probably 12, 13 years old. And to me, as I've heard Rob Liefeld repeat in his observations and some stuff that I've seen when he waxes poetic about the Legion of Superheroes, Legion of Superheroes was like a soap opera, but for guys, for comic book readers. It was like a soap opera. It had people hooking up and people breaking up and life and death shit, and it had clones, and it had people dying and then like resurrecting and all that shit. So, by the way, just like a soap opera, you had people like Jerry Ordway and Roy Thomas and Paul Levitz, who that's the run I'm most familiar with. But whenever I cross a dollar bin or a 50-cent bin and I see Legion of Superheroes, I don't care how beat up the copies are, I want them. And sometimes I pick up doubles, but it doesn't matter. They're worth it to me. I go through them and I'm like, oh, I have that one. Anyway, I'm going to show you as a bonus, just because you wanted to clear the box, after I traded my CDs, my Led Zeppelin CDs, for the stack of comics I just showed you, then my friend Frank goes to me, he says, hey, just take those. You want them? Just take them. Referring to the pile of Legion of Superheroes. None of these are bagged and boarded. I'll get to them sometime, but I want to read them all first. And again, I have a short box or long box in my closet that has like a stack of Legion of Superheroes like this. Well, now the stack is like that, and I'm a happy boy. I don't need New Comic Book Day when I can go to local comic book stores and stock up on old shit. Because guess what? They don't make that shit no more. So stock up on it and enjoy it. Because maybe you missed it. Maybe you read it the first time. But you know what? Buy it. It's cheap. Anyway, I got all these pretty much for free. Early issue. One of the first issues of Dawn Star. Might have been the first one. Legion of Superheroes. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. Amazing stuff. Got Paul Levitz writing this. This might be the first appearance of Dawnstar because it says Dawnstar is designed by Mike Grell. So it actually gives Dawnstar a actual credit for the creator in this issue. Then I picked up this Superboy and Legends of Superheroes. Boom. This is the next film universe I'd like to see, or at least the TV show. Give me some Legion of Superheroes. Because again, it's like a Dallas, it's like a Days of Our Lives, it's like an All My Children for comic books. Some artwork by Joe Staton. Joe Staton, classic Bronze Age, Silver Age, great artist. Loved his work on All-Star Squadron and Justice Society of America. This Legion of Superheroes. The one thing I don't like about old comics, I'm sitting here preaching about how great old comics are, Bronze Age comics, Silver Age comics. I hate when they have the word balloons on the covers. It's kind of corny, and almost every issue has one. This is awesome. Legion of Superheroes, number 272. Okay? Legion of Superheroes. Art by Steve Ditko. Steve Ditko, the creator of Spider-Man. I don't care what you say. Steve Ditko drawing Legions of Superheroes in 1981. Steve Ditko doing DC work. 1981. More beat up issues, Legion of Superheroes. Lost some chat people. That's all right. I'll get a replay. Legions of Superheroes. Two invisible kids are deader than one. Oh, deader than one. Look at that. Now the word balloons dropped off. We got Keith Giffen and Paul Levitz. Keith Giffen, man. Amazing artist. Keith Giffen, everybody knows, started out as a Jack Kirby clone, and then he found his own shit. This is a great issue. I believe I have 2 or 3 of these. Issue number 313. When comics were 75 cents, I got this for free. There's some splash page. There's some Superpowers toys. Another Legion Superheroes. LaRoque doing artwork. Carl Kessel. Legion Superheroes. This looks like a Perez cover. Legion of Superheroes. The Magpie Complex. Probably Keith Giffen, though. There's Dream Girl. Some more Dawn Star on this one. Tales of the Legion of Superheroes. Some Dan Jurgens cover. That's what I'm talking about. This is a thick-ass Keith Giffen book. 75 cents. Feels like it's 60 pages. Legion of Superheroes. Again, I got all these for free, ladies and gentlemen. All of these for free. Look at that cover. That would take me a week to draw that. Steve Lytle. Legion of Superheroes. Legion of Superheroes. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this. See? It's like a romance cover. Legion of Superheroes was a soap opera for boys. So was G.I. Joe. Anyway, the whole reason behind this stream was to promote the fact that, oh my God, my new comic book is out in stores in Florida starting tomorrow in Ormond Beach and in Tampa, Melbourne, Cape Canaveral, and other locales next week. And then a week after that, I'll have some in New York and maybe the New England area. Also, if you're interested in my new issue of Oh My God or any back issues, just direct message me. You can find me on Instagram at Wild Mercury Comics, or you can find me on Facebook at Anthony Sika Art or Wild Mercury Comics, or you can DM me on Twitter at Anthony Sika. I'm going to be doing shows every Tuesday, hopefully. And if I don't have a guest, which I've had 2 guests on the last couple of weeks, and I'm very happy about that, please subscribe, tell your friends, say, hey, man, there's this sexy old guy talking about comics on YouTube. So go watch his videos. He mostly rants and raves, but every now and then he's got some pearls of wisdom about comic book stores. And my pearl of wisdom today or tonight has been pretty much if DC, Marvel, Image, Boom, Dynamite, et cetera, are kind of getting you down and you don't want to start reading manga, nothing wrong with it. But if you're like, oh man, there's no new good shit coming out anymore, and you're like, blah, 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 go buy some old shit. Go to garage sales, and better yet, go to your local comic book store and say, hey, do you have this? Do you have that? I was looking for this. What do you recommend? Look, man, Silver Age comics, Bronze Age comics, that's where it's at for me. I was born in 71. I started reading comics in 74. And I would rather read a Stan Lee, Jack Kirby masterpiece any day, than something new that Image or DC or Marvel's putting out. However, does that mean Marvel, DC, Image, Boom, and all the independent creators online who are crowdfunding, kickstarting, and Indiegogoing their brains out, does that mean they're not putting out good stuff? No. But, yeah, I know you're sexy, Captain. Yeah, of course you are. But, wait a minute, wait. Captain, I'm too sexy for the stream. Too sexy for the stream. It must be a dream. I'm a model and I strut my stuff on the runway. No, but honestly, the thing is if you can't find something new that's inspiring you, and again, the problem I have with new comics today, and I brought this up earlier, is a lot of them have these gorgeous covers. You got your Jenny Frison covers, and you got your Peach Cocoa Puffs, Momoko stuff, and you have your Rob Liefeld, and you have your J. Scott Campbell's, and you have all these variant covers, and even Brett Booth, and these '90s guys who I really love. They all come out with these comics and with these gorgeous painted covers, and you got your Art Germ Japanese Photoshop looking girl movie poster covers, which are really sexy. But then as soon as you open the book, it's some digital crap from some no-name artist in some third world country getting paid $50. So with that said, when you can't find new stuff and when the drapes don't match the carpet, look to the old stuff. Because when you pull out an old comic and you see a Dan Jurgens cover of Legion of Superheroes, more than likely Dan Jurgens did the interiors. If you grab a Barry Windsor Smith cover, whether it's Conan or whether it's the X-Men or whether it's Machine Man, or 9 out of 10 times you pick up a cover with a beautiful Jack Kirby cover, it's more than likely Neil Adams, Jack Kirby, Dick Giordano, Frank Miller. You pick up the cover and they pretty much did the interiors also. So you're getting what you paid for, and you can honestly judge the book by its cover. So with that, I want to say I hope everyone had an enlightening time streaming with me. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't to the channel. And please watch me on replay. I'll be here every Tuesday unless I'm busy drawing or I'm too tired from work or my family needs me or there's an emergency or my Wi-Fi is not working. But other than all those cases, I'll be here every Tuesday. And also, please check me out every Sunday night at 9 p.m. As I co-host the Extreme Nerd Table with Cantonese Comic Kid and a variety of special guest stars. Anyway, we're going on 50 minutes. I thought I was going to be talking for 10 minutes. Anyway, ciao. Have a nice Tuesday. I had tacos tonight. I hope you did too, because it's Taco Tuesday and we're in America. So what else are you going to do? Be safe out there and read a hell of a lot of comics. Bye-bye.